And there we go. We are starting with the first game in the semifinals of the League Cup of season 29 of Age of Empires, not Age of Mythology or Titans Clanic. I knew I was gonna screw something up in this introduction, and I most definitely did. But yeah, the gods, oh well. You can see that there's actually gonna be an Egyptian in the end. And that is gonna be for the last player that is actually joining in, Night Killer, Azra. So well, let's repeat everything. Frost, and then is gonna be Hades, Swoop, or whatever, that's simply Swiss Boy. Swiss Boy is gonna be playing Oranos, and last player Sir Eisenstange is gonna be Oranos as well. And for the opponents, for AciD, Night Killer Ra, Odin, King Kronos, and Weasel Loki. So quite an interesting actually lineup in there. The Kronos with the Ra. Maybe there could be some kind of interesting shenanigans with shifting sands and shifting even some towers and buildings somewhere across the map. Definitely could be, but we already, as we are looking across the map, and apparently Night Killer is gonna be on the flank. Do I see correctly? Yes, I do. He's gonna be on the flank against Swiss Boy, so that's gonna be an interesting matchup between those two. But what I wanted to talk about a bit more is that we already see that this is gonna be a double Oasis. They're gonna be two huge forests with the water inside of them, and that of course means that here in the middle of the map there is gonna be a need for some serious walling by either teams. This is something that often teams actually forget, and then a bit later they kinda wish they haven't, because of course it's very important not to really allow the opponent pocket to get at you so soon into the game. So yeah, you need to be careful about that, and let's see if one of the teams is not gonna be and will be basically allowing their opponents right into their base. Okay, so there's gonna be already giraffes hidden in here in the darkness. You could have seen the second one also being shown, as the relic is for better building hit points. That's actually quite nice, especially considering that it's of course right next to the players from the team that is actually having the Hades. Or am I just right now confused? I'm probably gonna be a bit confused, because to be honest I'm not feeling all that well today. So maybe I'm just gonna be talking a bit nonsense, but no, actually I was right this time around, as Eren is the one Hades who potentially, if he gets even 15% more hit points for the buildings, and the team could definitely be giving him that relic, then that's gonna be one hell of a fortress. One hell of a fortress of the TC. Can see, even imagine 15% more on everything. That's gonna be really brutal. So maybe that could be some kind of strategy for them, but he already has another relic behind his base. I mean, come on. You are having a relic for better buildings, and right now for better Toxotai. This is like making a total beast of this Hades. So if they actually play this correctly, and Eren, well, he should be having the skill for that. Oh man, he could be very, very dangerous for the opponents, and definitely curious how Weasel is gonna be dealing with such a strong opponent. Such a strong opponent on this map. So another relic, as he is on the giraffes in there as well. Oh, better village hit points. So far, very good relics. Very good relics all around. Definitely curious how the players are gonna be approaching them, as you already see quite an interesting approach by Odinkin. Quite an aggressive one. Quite an aggressive one in here, right next to actually Sir Eisenstange in the pocket. Which kinda makes sense, because of course they want to somehow stall their opponents, and if they can even divide them, which is definitely something that they seem to be aiming for right about now, and is definitely a possibility for the pocket to get there. And well, it could be definitely making quite a big impact on the game, and this is exactly about what I was talking about like half a minute into the game. You need to control the path between the oases on the Oasis, because if you don't, then the enemy pocket is just gonna be punishing you so hard, and this is exactly aiming for that. Unfortunately for him, Eisenstange did see that. He was coming right next to it, so he definitely should have seen that, and had to have seen that. And I'm fairly certain that he did. You can see already citizens coming somewhere else, and this is gonna be very interesting strategy right there from AciD. Definitely curious what it's gonna be developing into in full. Is there some kind of sling going on or whatnot? Well, if there was some kind of sling, we would have probably expected, no sling in there, no sending of resources, that it would be from some kind of guy or whatnot. You could have seen that last week in the quarterfinals actually. That definitely could have been right there, as the Promethean is already coming for some of those guys, as he basically just wants to make sure that they are a bit lower health once they get the Valor on them, and that's not a bad idea at all, as yellow is already through, right? I didn't miss it. Oh, I actually did miss something. He's not through yet. He's gonna be just now 63% in there. And of course, with right now the temple being gone, even with the sentinels, I don't think that he should be fast enough to replace the temple. Maybe he will. With the two citizens he should be. 82%, yeah, that's gonna be fine with the 3 even. But still, it's quite a decent idle time in there on the village account. So even though that was quite a nice idea, oh well, just 4% from being successful. But still, it did serve its purpose. There wasn't a waste of resources and god power at all. As we are already looking on the left side where Swoop, I just need to get used to the fact that it's a Swiss boy and call him Swiss boy and not Swoop. Come on guys, just need to make some kind of weird nicknames like that for fun. But yes, Swiss boy is already nicely helping, and there already is gonna be a transport away of the building, as apparently AciD and especially Odinkin are recognizing that this is not in the end gonna be working all that much, as Frosts are knowing what to do, and especially those Sentinels. That's a huge help. That's a big help in all these efforts. Okay, so there is already a bit of attack going on the right side by Eren, who has just advanced through Athena at 5:15. That's actually quite an interesting old school timing, which could be resulting into second DC. Or maybe just a kind of game plan in the classical age. I'm not all that certain what's actually right now the plan. You can see weird amount of villages, just 3 on gold. It's definitely weird. Plenty of wood, so that should be looking for some kind of a Toxotai. But so far we don't really see any military buildings at all. And looking how Ajax is coming back home with the better villager hit points, that's gonna be helping, of course. But come on, screw this guy, just go home. You're gonna be needing all those hit points. But just to finish my thought, I don't see any kind of military buildings yet. This is really strange so far. Really strange so far, so I'm not entirely certain what's gonna be the plan here at all. House of the left flank, this is gonna be Promethean fairly quickly dead. In the second DC being captured by Swiss boy, as otherwise it seems to be pretty much it. And the Turmas just getting rid of the villages on the giraffes. This is actually pretty important, and they're gonna be slowing down Nightkiller quite significantly. Oh, even more than I was actually thinking, because Azura advanced at 6:30. Wow. This is not going all that well for him. This should have been already coming for plenty of farms and rain and whatnot, so I'm not entirely certain why actually Nightkill did pick her up, because it doesn't seem that it's a comfort pick for him all that much. I'm not exactly sure what is his main god at this point, but it doesn't seem like that it's gonna be Ra. But at any rate, his game is basically all over the place, and right now Eren coming for the second TC, that's something we would be expecting, but coming so late and into stable right now, which is not a bad choice. But considering that he is a Hades playing against Loki, I mean, like, come on, just go for the Toxotai. I mean, like, why not? You are even having the relic that you should be knowing about for the better Toxotai, so just that's not like any kind of the other choice that you could be making. And considering how few, or rather how little amount of villages you were actually having for the gold in there, not entirely certain that actually going for gold heavy Hippicons is gonna be the best choice at this point. At any rate, there was a disruption of the TC building by Aster Eisenstange, definitely nicely played, as he is right now basically punishing Odinkin for what he did to him in the early game. Sending units across the board as, you can see his teammates, Swiss boys, basically doing the same. And they are right now Frost in full control of the middle passing point, and they seem to be really denying the TC, at least for the moment. They will just waiting to go out, but with reinforcements it might not be really all that ensured. They have been caught off guard and caught on the road by a few oracles, so yeah, this TC is gonna be in the end finished. But of course on the right it's not developing all that well for Eren, because he cannot really call upon the Hades Sentinels anymore, and he will have to just rely on his own units. And I just really don't understand the choice for the Hippicons here. I really don't. I really don't. It's not like Hippicons are bad against Hersers or whatever, but I just think that he has so much better options in there, especially as Hades with the relic for the Toxotai. It seems to be kind of obvious choice. But for some reason he thinks that horses are gonna be better, potentially maybe even for a bit of raiding, and they're not a bad choice against any kind of Atlantean, so maybe the thought is in there that he can be wanting to protect himself, or rather against potential Cairo Ballistae. And oh well, this just happened. It seemed that there was absolutely no way that Odinkin is actually not gonna be finishing with the TC. But yeah, well, he didn't. That had to have been so close, so close. But of course the TC is already gone, and well, right now Odinkin will be having quite significant issues because he doesn't have anything all that much ready for that. As Nightkiller on the left side, he has captured the front TC. That's highly irregular, highly unusual. especially against an aggressive god like Oranos. Usually they just take the back TC for the 2 TC boom, but that apparently is not gonna be right now taking place, because it just hasn't right now. And so far, at least good defense by him. He did use Drain to quite good effect, it seems like. And we should be seeing if maybe somebody's advancing. The Hathor is coming in with Skin of Drain as well, so otherwise a bit more upgrades are coming from Frosts for the economies, but definitely pretty good army by Swoop. Not Swoop, Swiss boy, gotta admit. He's gonna be also interested in keeping control of this TC, of course, for himself, as he needs to make sure that he doesn't allow the opponent any kind of easy fight. An easy placement of the Migdol, which at this point is probably gonna be heading about here. It seems to be fairly well protected by the TC, potentially some mercenaries and whatnot. But yeah, well, let's wait for that a bit later, because still it's gonna be quite challenging with all the army being ready by Swiss boy right here. So Odinkin kinda gave up on the TC at the top, already switching into strong suit of Kronos Decairo Ballistae, nice to see. But with the TC at the bottom, he should be finishing, so no problem for him any longer, as the army is already coming to join on the right side with the Hippicons right now making their job, rather doing their job as they should. But against all those mythical units, Chiron is just not gonna be enough. Even with the restoration, maybe restoration is not a bad idea, of course, it's gonna be helping, but just temporarily I'm thinking, as Nightkiller is gonna be playing here on the right side, killing a few citizens. But I'm kinda thinking it's not such a bad choice as it might be. Look into some. He did kill just a few citizens, but at this point, I'm really thinking that Green is not in a good spot as far as economy goes. Number 3. In the gold, not really all that huge. And considering that he's making the very gold intensive Hippicons, it's actually a pretty good play. It's actually not a bad play at all. And you can expect that Eren is gonna be having significant issues producing some new army. Not like he needs it all that much at this point. Already switching into Toxotai, so finally that's that. That's that, but definitely could have had some kind of push with Yellow, who is pushing quite weirdly. Not entirely certain what's actually the plan behind this, but he is successfully luring 2 armies, 2 full armies behind him. And that should be definitely used by Eren. Right about now, Eren should be taking all of this, head into the pocket, because pocket is having absolutely nothing in there, with all the armies being behind Yellow. And in that case, since he didn't, right now it's gonna be a lot of wasted hit points by the Yellow army, and that's a bit of a shame. So maybe a bit better communication could have helped for some better achieved result. In the meantime, on the left side, plenty of villagers coming forward. Have they finished Migdol or something somewhere? Apparently not yet, so they were thinking about it somewhere at this point, exactly as we expected. But the TC is close by to actually get killed. Which is right now fairly dangerous for Nightkiller and whole AciD, and he needs to somehow get it up, and much more importantly, follow up with the Migdol, as I'm saying. Oh, purple is probably 6. Right? Oh, goddammit, it's gonna be 5 then. Right in the middle. He's having good resources. He's having definitely good resources, so he can spend into whatever he wants. He's just waiting for the Migdol, which apparently is gonna be coming through back. He does have very nice gold in there, so even though he won't be able to protect this one yet, still this is gonna be good enough. And we also need to quickly switch on the right side, where a TC has been just finished by Eren. The third one, his front, and that was quite an important fight, because there was an attempt by Weasel to stop that, but that didn't really work out in the end. Well, so Eisenstein got quite nice army in there. This is the decoy that was coming for a bit of a tour across the map, but it's right now pursued by pretty decent army by Odinkin, and some kind of remainders by Weasel as well. And once these armies actually join, with all the piggies in here, Chiron and Ajax are definitely not gonna be enough. And I don't see Theseus or Perseus. Right now I'm not entirely certain who's actually the third hero for Hades. Yeah, my memory is really kind of fuzzy right now. And that means that this is gonna be, of course, quite a good fight, because they don't have any kind of counter-god power like Ceasefire, or maybe even just Restoration. It's not a bad, at least for the moment. But of course, yep, this is a very good battle. But looking at the very nice base building, this is gonna be denying any kind of easy access to the TC, and that's why you do this. But maybe you could have just basically hugged the TC, because why not, when you're already at it? Could have been helped a little bit more. But still, this is not that bad. Kinda could be controlling even the healing sprint, but that is right now so far in the power of the opponents. Those carry ballistae are so far gonna be a pretty huge problem. You can see they're absolutely killing and shredding everything in there, especially those hoplites. Did I see a few hoplites? Yes, I did. Yeah, wasn't having hallucinations in there. Even some hoplites are in here. Well, entirely certain about the reason for them. For Hades, but of course the piggies are there and the heroes are just not managing fast enough. So this combination of armies seems to be working quite alright. With this relic for the 15% more building hit points still being in there. But yeah, this battle is not really that convincing, because even though the army is getting killed for Frost, we mustn't forget that AciDs are having significant issues taking down the TC, and they just won't be taking it down. And it's actually Achilles, the third hero, so not Theseus or Perseus or whatnot. Perseus is probably the last one. Yeah, that could be the last one with the head of the Medusa. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be actually it. But yeah, this battle is kinda right now on hiatus, as in the middle we are having a quite nice guarding of the passage by Sir Eisenstange. This will be a problem later. This will be a problem later for Odinkin. Just mark my words, this is gonna be a huge issue for them, as Odinkin is not paying attention to that at all. But in the meantime, on the left side, there was an attempt at Palace by the red player, which seems to be working quite alright, because Nightkiller, even though he has finished with the Migdol, he is not so far having enough army to even stop the opponent, who is already switching into some Kontarai. Not a bad choice at all. So this TC is still in quite big danger. And is there some kind of upgrade coming up? Apparently not. Also waiting for 45 TC, or maybe at least some Masons or whatnot, which are not up. So right now I'm fairly certain this TC is pretty much gone, which is of course gonna be a significant issue for Nightkiller, because he's just at 2, he hasn't even captured the back one in there. And that will put him in pretty much impossible situation. 1 versus 3 TCs against Swissboy. Yeah, I don't exactly see that, and this Exodus is exactly correct reaction, because it's not like he can really survive this all that much. Yeah, TC already going to be stolen in there, as on the right flank Frosts have somehow broken through also, it seems like. Not really fully, because right now the hill fort is gonna be helping quite significantly. But the switch into Huskarls is not a bad idea against all those Toxotai. Yet again, without getting relic for better 5% hit points for Toxotai. Guys, please, just get the relics. They are so huge help for you. Not looking how Odinkin is gonna be coming here with the buildings as well. This is looking like exactly where the battle is gonna be decided, but so far it's definitely coming for Frost, even without any kind of upgrades. You can see absolutely no upgrades. I'm fairly surprised not even medium Murmilos are in for Eisenstange. But Hippicons are also without any upgrades whatsoever. And for the opponents, do we see at least something? Absolutely nothing for Weasel. Some Satyrs are even coming up for Hyperion, of course, rather from Hyperion for Odinkin. And does he have some kind of army? But medium, exactly as we are looking at it. Medium Hippicons are here, and that's gonna be a pretty good power spike right now for them. And since Frost are already kinda winning, they're just gonna be confirming they're gonna be winning even more. Even more. So on the left side, maybe you're gonna be seeing some better upgrades. Mediums across the board. With Copper Shield, so that's at least better than what all the other players are having. Of course, the Egyptian, that's expected, no upgrades for him. But he's having, of course, issues with the gold, because right now, this is right next to the battlefield. Oh man, 28 villages right there, waiting to be plucked. Like the chickens, of course. But he doesn't have any kind of extra gold behind the base. I don't think there's something hidden in here. There's a relic for gold trickle, so bit of a gold, but literally a little bit. Not huge amount in here, as we are seeing heavy catapulties with a few heavy Murmilos as well. So this is kinda getting GG for Nightkiller, because he doesn't have gold at all. He's gonna be out of gold whatsoever. God damn it, not 6, 5. Yes, 5, 5, 5. Not good economy for him at this point, especially considering that you would be expecting to good economy. Maybe you can see even popped in there. Maybe he could be even coming for Mythic quite soon. So far 45 TC, the Mythic is not gonna be far behind. And yeah, even towers are not gonna be really standing here any longer. This was probably the starting tower still. Yeah, it probably was. As the Palace is coming up, and Swissboy is most definitely winning against Nightkiller on the left flank of the battlefield. As on the right, they have already taken down the TC of Weasel, who is down to just 1, rebuilding 1 at the very back. That's gonna be 2 for him just now. But yeah, Odinkin is doing what he can to somehow actually win for his team. He's definitely not doing a bad job. Definitely nice deconstruction, protecting the gold. Gonna be allowing some kind of attempt to attack, maybe. Just maybe for Odinkin. Yeah, it seems like he's exactly aiming for that. But yeah, what I was saying about 5 minutes ago, mark my words, and right now recall my words. The problem in the middle. If you don't protect the middle on the Oasis, you're just gonna be paying for that. And that's exactly right now here, with the Earthquake from RN coming up, and Nightkiller is gonna be resigning on the left flank, and AciDs are gonna be following suit. As yep, this was actually a very nice game. Very nice game indeed, even through the kind of rocky start from Frost. That really was rocky, especially on the right flank. But in the end, it paid off, and they are victorious on the first map of the semifinals of the League Cup of Season 29 of Age of Mythology, the Titans Clan League, Season 29. I cannot really say it properly, so let's just stop there. They just win in the first game of the match. But those relics, I mean, come on. 15% build in hit points, huge. 5% more hit points for Toxotai, right next to Hades, huge. Please guys, just get the relics. They're useful, they're really good. Better wall hit points, yeah, it could be useful, but those two, they are a whole lot better. But nicely played by Frost. They waited for their opportunities, and it worked out. And basically the attack through the middle a bit earlier to stop this TC from Odinkin, that was also super crucial. Because that slowed Odinkin down so significantly that he wasn't able to be the significant help to his teammates as he should have been. Alright, let's check the post game. Let's check the post game for Swiss Boy. Well, yeah, he was having a good game against Nightkiller. So, no question about that all that much. No question about that. As well, otherwise, I so far don't see any kind of surprising stats all that much. Maybe Nightkiller 84, units killed 131. Well, he was having plenty of kills through attacks on the TC and the Migdol and whatnot, so it makes sense. But Eisenstange, military count 124, killing 63. That's not a huge amount of efficiency, or rather, huge level of efficiency. But he did win, didn't he? So, yeah, that's all that counts. That's all that counts at the end. Okay, then. Yeah, the max civilians in there. Or rather, not really max, they were just 1-1-1 from each other. That's kind of funny. That's really kind of funny. I haven't really seen that before, I think. Okay, GG.